Hello, I am Dattatreya Tapkir. Our today's topic is spiritual audit. Well, interesting thing. Can there be anything like spiritual audit? Must be hearing it for the first time. Because we know about financial audits. Nowadays there are energy audits, there is project audits, and then there are quality audits. Environmental audit is there. Water conservation audit can be there. But basically the word has come, the word audit has come from commerce, it has come from accountancy, it has come from financial matters. And it's an obvious thing, in our daily life or in the business. Audit is supposed to be a very, very important thing, which is a kind of, going through, observing, inspecting, checking the income and the expenditure, how much wealth, how much money comes in, how much money goes out, what are the purchases, what are the sellings, and all that. Well, the whole stuff is about commerce and business. What's to do with this spiritual audit? It's just a funny term, a new term. Like, there's nothing official like spiritual audit. But I purposely want to attract your attention to this concept, as we are so much aware about all kinds of audits in our life, especially financial, about money matters. So we are so careful about how much money do we earn and how much money do we spend. And this audit can be a daily audit, it can be weekly, it can be monthly, it can be annual, yearly, like that. And we are so aware about it. That what are our assets, how much we have earned, how much we are spending. So this kind of give and take, this kind of coming and going out, this kind of your profit and loss, this kind of it's a kind of account. It's a kind of checking the account, all the time being aware about it, all the time being conscious about it. What am I gaining? What am I losing? Well, the very basic concept of audit happens to be like this. I think why not to apply that concept to our spirituality, in our spiritual practice. Why aren't we so careful about every day, like what have I gained spiritually and what I have lost spiritually? Had there been something profit for me today, or was there something that is lost for me? What were the advantages and what were the disadvantages? Where did I win something and where did I lose something? Normally we take all these things very casually. We never think it to be important at all to go within our mind every day in our so-called worship, or it could be your meditation, going within. And in going within, you are yourself responsible. You are yourself answerable to all these questions. And that is what I call spiritual audit. That we should develop such a habit every day that at least while going to bed at night, we can think about the whole day, and that should be a kind of scanning, a spiritual scan. Just as we can write down how much money did we earn and how much money did we spend throughout the day, what was the expenditure for the day, and then that is carried over for the next day. So similarly, you have to think about what really did I get spiritually this day. Now, this is very interesting too. How do you classify all those things into the spiritual matters? There may be some things, you can have some similar kind of audit about knowledge, you can say. What did you learn? The new things that you learned throughout the day, or the knowledge, the stuff of knowledge, the fund of information that you got throughout the day. So you can see, what knowledge did I get? Of course, there is no question of losing the knowledge as such. But many other things you can think about in this way. But when you go to the spiritual matters, you have to go within and have to be very, very honest. Because who else would be responsible for this? Who else would be able to tell you about what exactly happened in your own inner world? Because outwardly you might be very successful, outwardly you might be damn happy, outwardly you might be very busy, extremely busy and doing so many things, earning money and all those financial transactions, and so many other things about business and relationships and communications and everything that happens throughout the day. The whole day is very hectic and crowded. But if at all you are a spiritual practitioner, then naturally there might be some moments in your daily routine about your japa, about your recitation of the name, or worship, or meditation, or doing some kind of yoga, or whatever you feel about the thing that you do with yourself. I'm not talking about the ritualistic religion or ritualistic spirituality. Here, in this spiritual audit, it is not that important that where did you go? Did you go to the temple or the church? What did you do there? And how much charity did you spend for? And what books did you read? So, they are there anyway. They will just serve the background. But that's not the real spiritual audit, remember. At the most, you can just say that today I read some chapters from Bhagavad Gita or from any other scripture, or today I listened to some sermon or lecture. Well, that's a good background anyway, but it's a very feeble, it's a very superficial. It will create just the background in your mind. It will create a kind of what you call an illusion that you are spiritual. You are reading so many books, you are listening to so many sermons, listening to so many lectures, have taken part in the discussion, have thought over something about it. But in the real sense of the term, this actually, you see, they putting the whole account of what happens in your inner world, what happens in your own inner conscious as well as subconscious mind, in your own spiritual setup. What happens actually? Did you get glimpses of joy? Did you get the glimpses of, tremendous pleasure? A joy without any reason? Did you get a total relaxation from all your worries and anxieties? Because these are the things, these are the criteria, these are the parameters of spiritual audit. That outwardly they look very simple, but it's very difficult to achieve them. To get some such moments throughout the life, throughout the day, the moment which I said about the joy, I told you, that joy without any reason, without any cause, just some inner pleasure coming out of it. Just being happy because you are. The happiness of your existence itself. You are there, you are living, you are alive, you live, you are breathing, you are existing. This very existence, the very joy of existence is the first criteria. Are you able to solve your problems? Are you able to overcome your difficulties and worries, anxieties throughout the day? Did you have some glimpses of compassion for others? Love for others? Got deeper insights into the love? Got some, esoteric meanings, some very deeper hidden meanings of life? Some new ideas coming up in your mind? Some new creative ideas coming up in your mind? Your feeling of singing? For no reason at all. No formal singing at all. But your soul is dancing, for example. So your own dancing and your own singing, that accounts for. That's your spiritual profit. Okay, if there are some moments in your day that for no reason you are so happy that you wanted to dance. You are so happy that you wanted to paint a picture. You are so happy that you wanted to sing a song for your own self. You wanted to do something good for others. You wanted to help for others. You got the very, very secret meaning of life, which is difficult to tell in the words, but something, some new light, some new enlightenment, some new ideas coming up in your mind. Being very fresh, being, completely tension-free, completely relaxed, completely peaceful, completely healthy, with vital and vibrant with your health. Being so happy, sharing your thoughts with others, or being able to digest any insult that might be there. If somebody hurts you and still you are not affected, you yourself are, forgiving others, and even asking for forgiveness if you have done any wrong. These are the things that account for this spiritual audit. And one has to develop this habit every day. You can also have such audit at the end of the week, or at the end of the month, or at the end of the year. When you are thinking for the resolutions for the new year, at the year end, that time also you can have this audit. Throughout my year, how much spiritual practice I really practiced. What upasana, what sadhana, what spiritual practice did I put into? And what did I gain? Where was I spiritually last year, this particular time, and where have I reached? Have I reached anyway? At some different place? Have I enlightened? Have I elevated myself? Have I elevated my spirit towards higher levels? This is the spiritual audit, my dear friends. And for this, you don't need any evidence at all. In the actual audit, you may need some evidences and some, receipts and all that and all documents. What are the documents in spirituality? When you close your eyes, all these documents start coming up in your mind. Many times they are not concrete at all. They are very, very abstract. They're just the feelings and emotions. They're just your own experiences. And these waves of experiences might dance in your mind, and then they'll give you the clear picture. What did you do spiritually throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, and throughout the year? In fact, throughout the life as well. You can have the entire life, whatever life you have lived so far, you can look back, and the entire life that you have lived so far in your past, you can bring it into this picture of spiritual audit. That what is your spiritual index? What is your spiritual level? What is your spiritual status? And here you have to be extremely honest. You're not supposed to answer it to any other person or friend or your guru or your master or anybody. It is just taking your own transparent mirror of your own practice, of your own meditation, and then looking into it so honestly, genuinely, with full passion about this transparency, and then you can tell what is your spiritual gain, what is your spiritual achievement. It's like a cumulative card. Just as we have a progress report of a child or a school going boy, we do have such kind of progress report, and there are different tutorials and different tests are there, periodical tests are there, and we in education we call that as continuous comprehensive evaluation. Evaluation is never one-time examination at the end. And therefore in the school system, in college system also, we do have frequent evaluation all the time. So there are many tests, oral and written, sometimes practicals and demonstrations, performances, presentations, and all these go on happening throughout the academic year. And all these things are observed by the teacher. And the student's complete progress card or progress report is made. And that picture is shown to him at the end of the year. That this is how you have progressed like. So it may be a grade, it may be a credit, it may be marks, it may be a percentage, it may be a rubric, whatever, it may be given in qualitative terms in the same fashion. This kind of continuous comprehensive evaluation in the spiritual world is also equally essential. And that is to be done by ourselves. Nobody else is responsible, remember. You shouldn't ask anybody else to observe you like that. Never. The real evaluation can be done by yourself. That is a self-evaluation. It is neither peer evaluation, it is not any other kind of evaluation. It is your self-evaluation. That's what I call as the spiritual audit. You should be ready in your mind that, well, this is what I have achieved. This is kind of achievement. This is an achievement. You must have your own target also. And have you fulfilled that? What have you decided? What have you decided to become? What was your goal and objective in coming to the spiritual path? Or are you just passing the days like that, days are going along and you are under impression that, well, I am a spiritual practitioner, I read this, I read that, and I go here and I go there, I go to temples and I go to churches, and like that, the audit book remains completely blank. You remain completely zero, totally empty within. So this feeling of joy, this feeling of spiritual pleasure, this feeling of, this is what I call as an achievement. This spiritual achievement is a very, very important thing. And we have to find it out ourselves. Then only we can say that we are, progressing on the path of faith. So let us develop this habit, my friends, of having a spiritual audit, either daily. In fact, for all these kinds of time intervals, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. And that way it will help you to go ahead. In this, perhaps, many times you may also feel the guilty complex. You may develop guilt in your mind that I haven't done anything. You are under impression that you are achieving so many things, but actually when you go deeper and just really you see what you have achieved, you will find that you haven't achieved anything. And this anything, that something that you are supposed to achieve, that is your mental satisfaction, your peace of mind, is the balance of your mind, is your creativity, is your extreme joy, is your tension-free, stress-free life. All these, they are just, reflections of your spiritual life. And when you are observing them carefully, it becomes the spiritual audit. So I sincerely hope that you all, my friends who practice spirituality, will keep this in mind and have a very, very good, clear, sincere, transparent spiritual audit regularly. Thank you.